Anup, can I also request you to please put the link for YouTube in chat? Thanks, Anup.
A couple of minutes. So before we start, I just want to request everyone to be on mute during the presentation. After that, if you have any question, you can raise your hand or share your question over the chat window. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. We'll wait, I think, 5 more minutes and then we'll start the session without delaying it. I think many people are already joining in. So we'll start at sharp 4:05.
बेटा बेटा मत आना कैमरा ऑन करना
Let's go, India.
So very quickly for everyone who's joined in, thank you very much. We are waiting till 4:05 exactly to start. So just one more minute and we'll start.
So Dhalbhai, we start?
Yeah.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. Myself, CA Yogesh Jain from Step Up Capital Advisors Limited, and on behalf of Lead Manager, I welcome you all to the investor meet of the forthcoming public issue of the company CyberMedia Research and Services Limited. So today's call structure we have planned in a way that almost first 20 to 25 minutes we will have the company presentation. The directors of the company, Mr. Dhaval Gupta and Pradeep Gupta, will be presenting about the company. Then we will have a question and answer session for the next. Then we'll have the question and answer session for the next 15 minutes. So request everyone to put the questions on the chat box, whoever have any questions. So we will address those questions after the presentation is completed. So to begin, like I would, start with the IPO related details about CyberMedia Research and Services Limited. So the company is coming out with an IPO of 7,80,000 shares with a price band of 171 to 180 rupees, raising around 14 crores on the upper band. And issue structure goes such a way that 50% is reserved for the QIP investors with 60% of the anchor quota reservation. 35% quota is for the retail and remaining 15% quota will be for the non-retail. IPO dates are, it is opening from 26th, it will open for the anchor investors, and from 27th to 29th September, it will be for the public. Now quickly introducing the company. CyberMedia is engaged in the advertisement technology, so we call it EdTech, and data analytics business in an industry. The company's major streams are digital marketing, programmatic media buying, publisher monetization, and data analytics. All this information obviously we'll have more in detail when we go through the presentation. USP of CyberMedia is that it has its own proprietary developed in-house products to cater these services differently. The company is promoted by Mr. Pradeep Gupta, who is an engineer from IIT Delhi and MBA from IIM Calcutta. He has over 45 years of experience. He has founded a company, CyberMedia India Limited, which is a co-promoter of this company, which is already a listed company on NSE and BSE. He is also co-founded the Indian Angel Network, one of the largest angel fund in India. The company is led by Mr. Dhaval Gupta, managing director of the company. He is graduate in economics and cultures of Asia from University of Wisconsin-Madison. He has played a pivotal role in establishing the company and its growth. Now, without taking much time, I would like to request Mr. Pradeep Gupta to begin the meeting with the initial introduction words. Pradeep sir, please.
So good afternoon, everybody. I'm Pradeep Gupta, and thank you very much, Yogesh ji, for introducing me. As Yogesh ji said, I've been an entrepreneur now for almost about 4 decades. And in these decades, CyberMedia, the parent company, was a forerunner with brands such as DataQuest, PCQuest, Voice and Data, and so on. A few years back, we could see that there was this big growth which was taking place as far as digital marketing is concerned. The entire the spend as far as advertising is concerned was shifting more and more towards digital, and therefore we decided to promote this subsidiary, CyberMedia Research and Services Limited, ably run by Dhaval Gupta. And indeed, in the last few years, the company has done exceptionally well, has grown very rapidly, and those numbers, of course, have been shared in the RHP with you. And this is a sunrise area. If you look at the amount of money which is now going in digital marketing internationally, that's far bigger than what is the current spend in India. And in India also, as we go and more digital, there is more and more money which is getting into digital marketing. So we are very, very hopeful that this company, which has shown exceptional growth, will continue to show great growth going ahead in the future also, and be a major force in the digital marketing landscape of India. Not just India, we are also looking at an international footprint, and that is the reason why we established a subsidiary in Singapore, and through that we have now been very, very active in terms of taking this entire business internationally and take a global footprint for digital marketing. With those few words, I would request Dhaval to talk more about the company and share with you some of the presentation about the products and services.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for, first of all, taking out the time on Saturday to join the call today. Let me quickly do a screen share so that I can walk you through the presentation, the investor deck. Yogeshbhai, is my screen visible?
Yes, it is visible. Please
Thanks.
carry on.
Right. So, we were just talking about the digital marketing opportunity. Globally, the digital marketing industry has been growing at a very, very fast pace. This is led by, of course, a lot of adoption of technology. And the pace, as more and more technology, as more and more data comes into this industry, digital marketing is setting a very fast and aggressive growth because it is the need of the hour. When we talk about advertising, the CMOs, chief marketing officers, are starting to take more technology decisions as well as more strategic decisions in the operations of companies around the world, irrespective of their sectors. Our focus is on programmatic solutions, performance marketing, as well as monetization. And I'll talk about is for everyone to clearly see. For more than 5 years, the industry has been growing at more than 30% CAGR, except the pandemic year 2020. And this is expected to continue, right? In India, the adoption rates are continuing to grow. The usage of online is continuing to grow. So, this is going to be a decade of opportunity as far as a lot of digital marketing and data analytics is concerned. Now, within digital marketing, one of the core value propositions is programmatic, right? And programmatic is basically indicates an automated methodology that advertisers can use to connect directly with users, right? So programmatic allows for accurate targeting. It allows for efficiencies. It allows for tackling ad fraud. And it also is going to be the future when we talk about things like metaverse, AR, apps, DOH, connected TV, and so on. Right now, in the US, programmatic is already at 87.5% of market buying. So all digital marketing spends, 87.5% is programmatic. In India, we are still at only about 40%. So when you combine this with the growth, 30% that is overall happening in the advertising industry, we're talking about very, very aggressive growth for this sector. And it is still a greenfield sector, right? So very quick business overview. So this is the ecosystem that we're talking about. So right on the left edge are the advertisers, and this is the flow of money. And when we talk about ad tech as an ecosystem, there are a lot of middle layers, right? And ultimately, the ad is served at the publisher end, which is right all the way at the right-hand side. And publishers are putting out content and attracting users onto their website or apps or videos and so on. So this is typically the ecosystem. And as you may be able to see, there are three solutions. One is CM Galaxy, Cyber Ads, and Oxo Ads that we have developed to tackle these challenges and really enabling an ecosystem play. So a little bit about the company. I think Yogesh Bhai and already spoke about this a bit, but very clearly, when we talk about digital marketing and technology, the data part of it is very, very important, right? So our products like Cyber Ads, Oxo Ads, we end up processing a huge amount of data that ensures that there is effective results that our customers are getting across the ecosystem, right? We are very well partnered strategically well partnered with organizations like Google. In fact, we are one of the few organizations in the country that work with them on advertiser side of the products as well as the publisher side of the products. So that gives us an edge that I think gives us more data, better understanding of the users as well as the advertiser requirements, right? And as a result, we are looking at creating a value across the entire system, right? And I think that is a very important point. It is if I can say, a differentiation that we have where we have products across different stakeholders in the ecosystem. Right. So there are 4 key revenue streams that we have in this business. Let me start with the advertiser side, where we build out brand engagement for brands. So if they are having, let's say, Google marketing, Facebook marketing, LinkedIn, Twitter, Amazon ads, and so on, we end up managing across all those aspects for an advertiser. And this is obviously very performance marketing driven, right? So it is very ROI driven. If the advertiser is getting a very good response, if the advertisers are getting a good return on their investment, that is when we continue to work with them and grow with them. The second part of it is programmatic, right? And programmatic is where there is the data part of it becomes extremely valuable because this is our engine, Cyber Ads, where we are matching the advertiser directly with the publishers and the users, right? And the programmatic ad tech part is something that we are very, very, we're very bullish on. We're looking at growing this for the future. This is sort of ensuring that we are reducing the layers that are there in the ecosystem. The publisher side, Oxo Ads is our product there. And for the publishers, we ensure that there are multiple ad demand partners, and we manage their inventory in an end-to-end manner, right? So we would, let's say, work with publishers like SkyMet Weather, Assam Tribune, and so on, ABP, and so on, and we would end up managing their inventory in a manner where we are able to help them monetize that inventory and maximize their revenues. And for that, again, there is a technology play that is there. And finally, but critically, data analytics, something that we have been is at really the core of all the products that we work with, and we feel again is a big future opportunity. You've heard probably data is the fuel of the future, so this is something we are focusing on in a concerted manner. Right. So some of the journey of CMRSL, CyberMedia Research and Services Limited. We started out as a full service performance marketing agency. We work with advertisers across across multiple industries. And we also started our Singapore operations in 2020. Areas where we have been scaling up and we have been getting good traction. The next was Oxo Ads. If I can request Ketan ji to please go on mute. Ketan Vakhare ji, if you can please go on mute. Okay, so moving on. Okay, thanks, Amit. Oxo Ads, we've added to the partnerships that we have, not only with Google, which is the world's largest ad provider, but we now have partnerships in place with the likes of Rubicon, Yahoo Ads, Magnite, OpenX, Index Exchange, and so on. And this helps bring a lot of demand to the inventory that we manage, right? We also launched new versions of the product, including CM Galaxy, and we have invested a lot in our data as well as AI ML offerings to improve that data, do a lot of cohort analysis and things like that. Oops. Yeah, so this is just a very quick snapshot of the data stack that we manage today, right? So there are over 1,000 domains that we work with. On a monthly basis, we are managing over 4.5 billion impressions. And this gives a general sense of the kind of inventory that we manage, right? So it's different segments, and this keeps on going up and down. But basically, there is a very large set of inventory that we have. The data that comes on top of that is a very strong first-party data. So it's very valuable data, right? And the technology that we have already built in to deliver programmatic solutions as well as to the advertisers and publishers, this is just a snapshot of that as well. Right. Now, I mentioned about the technology and the products that we have. This is something that is really important core of what our offering in the market is, right? As more and more technology comes into the play, we realized and identified key stakeholders and therefore built products depending on the requirements of those key stakeholders, right? And in today's date, आज की डेट में digital marketing में काफी होता है कि what they call is spray and pray. बहुत सारी जगह ads चलते हैं and one hopes कि उसमें अच्छा traction आ जाएगा, अच्छे clicks आ जाएंगे and so on. But meaningful marketing, I think, is a very important philosophy for technology. कि हम कहाँ चला रहे हैं, सही ad चला रहे हैं, targeting कर रहे हैं, सही तरह से, that should be correct. The second part is accuracy, right? So data tracking सही होनी चाहिए, जो जहाँ पे चल रहा है उधर ad fraud नहीं होना चाहिए. So accurate marketing is the second part. And the last part is automated marketing. जितना उसके अंदर automation लाया जा सकता है, it makes it easier for marketing teams to manage that. Also, they can focus on the data and they can focus on making intelligent decisions rather than spending time on building reports and so on and so forth. So report building is a big challenge that the entire marketing industry faces. So simplified marketing solutions, and these are all scalable marketing solutions. So we have invested in the technology. The largest team that we have today is the tech team, we have built scalable solutions for global customers or customers across the globe, and they are directly aligned with customer success. So very quickly, I'll give you an idea about the three products that I spoke about. Cyber Ads is the programmatic engine that we have built, right? And this is where there is a lot of machine learning that is running on the data. We are collecting 20 key data points on each and every ad impression that gets approximately 20 key data points. And there is a lot of cohort analysis that is done on that so that we can understand the users, their interests and their behaviors in a better way. And that is then what is used to help advertisers target effectively and drive ROI. So this is an essential part of Cyber Ads. We do have a lot of different kinds of requirements coming from marketers today. For example, cross-device targeting. There is also a emphasis on geos, on the type of inventory, let's say across web, app, video, and so on. And so Cyber Ads enables all of that. And there are multiple places through which we are providing our inventory as well. right? So this is the ethos, right ad for the right user at the right time. And this is what is the engine is designed to do. Right. And again, some of the features that are built in. So enhanced targeting, there is increased control options, scalability is there, and it therefore drives higher clicks for the advertisers. And it is, as a result, cost effective. Right. Moving on to the second product, CM Galaxy is a central hub or marketing home for advertisers. Right. So advertisers who are, let's say, managing in this product, I'm not sure if you can read, but what we have done is that in the menu here, there's Google performance, Facebook performance, LinkedIn performance, YouTube performance, Amazon performance, Twitter, DV360, and so on. And the entire lead gen management for a brand can be done from this single window. तो एक जो चैलेंज मार्केटर्स का आता है कि अरे अब इतने सारे प्लेटफॉर्म हो गए, अब यहाँ पे भी जाके मैनेज करो, वहां पे भी जाके मैनेज करो, उधर भी डैशबोर्ड देखो. This is one single dashboard for the advertisers, and एक ही जगह सारा का सारा डेटा आ जाए. So this simplifies omni-channel marketing across all the platforms that a brand may have. And again, once they capture, once the data is all coming in, the teams can focus on insights rather than collecting data. And because we are building user analysis and user profiling, that is again helpful for advertisers to manage their funnel in an effective manner. Retargeting है, या अगर SMS भेजने हैं, WhatsApp marketing करनी है, उसमें कैसे कैसे किया जाए, that is something that we then work with them on. So very quick snapshot, CM Galaxy is a central hub जिसके अंदर ये सारी की सारी चीजें connect होती हैं. And I'd just like to point out that as it says here, a lot more, right? So अगर it is, it is not limited to only these. अगर कोई और भी data set इसके अंदर integrate करना है तो वो हम कर सकते हैं. Right, OXO ads. So this is the third product and the final product, and this is for the publisher side of the ecosystem. If I can very quickly, मैंने शुरू में ये एक स्लाइड दिखाई थी, तो हमने एडवर्टाइजर साइड में CM Galaxy और साइबर एड्स जो प्रोग्रामेटिक सोल्यूशन है उसके बारे में बात करिए. अब जो पब्लिशर्स के लिए हमने सोल्यूशन बनाया है OXO ads, अब हम उसकी we'll just touch base on that. Right. So OXO ads में publishers का interest होता है that they are running their inventory with us, and we have to fill in the ads for them, for which we work with many demand partners, including जैसे मैंने बताया Google, Facebook, Magnite, Rubicon, Pubmatic, Yahoo ads, and so on. So once they work with us, they are able to directly see a higher monetization across whatever are the ad units that we manage for them. उसके अंदर direct deals भी हम लाते हैं, premium inventory manage करते हैं, fill rates reduce करते हैं, and so on and so forth. And again, publishers are interested in understanding कि users कौन आ रहे हैं, उनका behavior क्या है, और उसके basis पे किस तरह से वो content अपना improve कर सकते हैं. So OXO ad helps do that, and सारे के सारे background में there is, we've built a lot of these functionality already there. It is a single dashboard again for publishers जहाँ पे ये सारी चीजें उनको मिलती हैं. So typically, we have more than 16 demand sources integrated. We do a lot of native ads, video ads, and so on. Direct deals और जो Google की deals हैं, वो भी हम publishers के लिए लाके उनकी monetization बढ़ाते हैं. So again, some of the most important areas through which we are able to help them grow. Moving to the growth strategy, so CMRSL advantage. So we now have, over the last 4-5 years, invested a lot of energy and time and resources and money in developing these products. And our technology is, all these 3 products are now ready for scaling up in the ecosystem. This industry is, of course, growing at a rapid pace already. So we expect that we will be looking at aggressive growth in line with, or far, frankly, more aggressive than the industry standard. There are already more than 1,000 odd domains, that 1,000+ domains that work with us. We help them with monetization. We have the relevant technology for that. There are over 50 premium publishers that work with us. And so as a result, it is an ecosystem play. It's not just one product, one service. There is data coming in from the supply side of the ecosystem. There is data coming in from the demand side of the ecosystem. And therefore, programmatic is a big opportunity that we feel we can tackle very, very well. And there are multiple areas of opportunity around that. We do have a very strong team. I mean, I think we have scaled up this business rapidly over the last, if you look at our last 3 to 4 year track record, we have grown rapidly. The team is a well-established team. It is a good balance between experience as well as having some very good market relationships. This is a high growth sector. We already spoke about that, but we are talking about advanced technology, right? We are talking about this is not a simple sort of SaaS solution. This is an industry jahan pe real-time bidding chalti hai. There is a lot of heavy infrastructure, IT infrastructure that is used to make that technology happen. So something we have already invested in. The data part of it, data is the fuel of the future. There's, I think, no doubt about that. And particularly in India, this data is very fragmented. So there is a lot of opportunity. And so we are, looking at growing in line. Some key clients that we work with, and we are very happy that we are across multiple segments and sectors. Google is that relationship is, I think, gives us an edge, and again is very strong relationship for us in the industry. Right. The leadership team, I won't spend too much time on this because we already went through this. So I'll skip forward through this. So financial slide, I'll just leave this and let everybody go through this. I'm sure all of you have already gone through this, but just want to point out that as you can clearly see, the last financial year was a slightly challenging year. Despite the pandemic, we maintained our top line and improved our bottom line. And this previous financial year, we've seen a very good and aggressive growth across all the parameters, right? So our income, EBITDA, as well as PAT has all enjoyed significant percentage growth. The balance sheet slide, again, I'll just let this be for a few seconds. While you all look through this very quickly, we would appreciate any questions that you may have, if you can put them in chat. And once the presentation finishes, we will take as many questions as possible. Just please put your questions in chat, and we will start taking them one by one once the presentation is done. This is the pre-IPO shareholding of CMRSL. We had done a dilution round in 2017 and then again in 2018. And so this is the current structure of CyberMedia Research and Services Limited. And these are the specifics of the issue that we're coming out with on 27 September. As Yogesh Bhai mentioned, 26 तारीख को एंकर खुलेगा और 27 तारीख से 29 तारीख को मेन इशू खुलेगा. And here are all the details. And again, if there are any questions, please put them in chat, and we'll be very happy to answer all the questions. Right. So the investment rationale, CMRSL has a 3-decade-old track record. The digital marketing business is something that we have now started about 8 years back, and we have moved from strength to strength. And this is it's literally from a startup from zero. This business has now become entirety of the business that we are talking about today. We've built some very strong technologies there. So innovation is an important part of what we are doing. Again, the moving to the second point, that digital technology is now universally, I don't think I need to convince anybody about digital technology. This is a pivotal role. This will play a pivotal role in the growth of the country. Marketing is a segment that is growing very, very aggressively. Data is really, really the core of what we are trying to work on, because that is what helps ensure there is effective decision making. That is what helps ensure there is customer success is being driven, right? One of the reasons that we feel that we're doing the IPO is we're helping unlock a lot of shareholder value and looking at growth in the future towards higher margins, as you can already see from the performance that we have shown in the last 3 years, and also consider inorganic opportunities moving forward. These are our partners for the IPO. And with that, like to come to the end of the presentation. Now would be Yogesh bhai, back to you, and post that perhaps we can move on to questions.
Yes. So thanks Dhaval bhai, and thanks Pradeep ji for quickly introducing the company. So I think you completed on time, Dhaval ji, 25 minutes exactly.
Thank
so
you.
I think this time, we have kept the session very small so that we can have more interactive session. So we have a lot of questions on the chat box. So Dhaval bhai, I would request maybe you can, there are a lot of, technical questions as well related to the industry and digital media. So Dhaval bhai, I think let us now move to the question answer session. So request everyone to, remain on mute and put on the chat box to avoid, this thing. So Dhaval bhai, I think you can start taking the questions. So I think starting with the multiple time question, it has been repeated, Dhaval bhai. So what is the revenue mix from these products?
Yeah, so the revenue mix from the 4 products that we had spoken about is we are today for the publisher side of the business, which is the first revenue stream that we actually started out with 8 years back. Contributes to about 55% of the business. So the publisher side, where we were talking about the 1,000 publishers, across the world, so that's 55% of the business. I'm sharing numbers based on the previous financial year, and these are estimate figures. The advertiser side of the business would be about 30% of the business. The programmatic, about 35% of the business. The programmatic business would be about 5% of the business, and the data analytics business would be 10%. Yogesh bhai, you're on mute.
Okay, sorry. So one more next question, Dhaval bhai, is the revenue mix from the top 5 clients. So again, this question normally comes in to understand the concentration of the dependency of the business on the top clients. So what would be approximately top 5 clients contributing?
So, Google is the main customer, which is there in the top 5. And then, there are different campaigns that keep on coming. But yes, almost about a very, very large percentage is Google. And Google is actually the big player in this entire space. So, we are very happy that Google is, and it's a long relationship now with Google. And therefore, we are very happy with that particular relationship. In terms of the other campaigns, perhaps, Dhaval, if you can add who are some of the major customers.
When on the advertiser side, we have a very strong track record in the education vertical. and work with brands like APJ University and schools. We also work with GEMS Business School, with University 18. We also have clients in the FMCG space, including Shahnaz Hussain Products, Laborate Pharmaceuticals, so these would contribute some of the big clients. And we are also scaling up our relationship, as I mentioned earlier, with Yahoo Ads and so on. So these would be some of the big contributors to our revenues. But I also want to mention that it is there isn't a single advertiser on which we are overly, there is over dependency, and therefore, it's coming from across a different set of advertisers as well as on the publisher side.
So on the Google part, Dhaval, I think I would would request you to emphasize more that how Google is contributing. Is it giving directly a revenue to you? Is it giving you so ultimately what I understand is there are so many multiple customers which are coming for Google kind of services. So if you can maybe brief more on that, because obviously Google, when you see the numbers, Google is the biggest contributor in the revenue. Yeah. So eventually, I'm sure that Google services is being used multiple customers from our side. So you can a bit evaluate, maybe emphasize more on that.
Yeah, thank you, Yogesh Bhai, for raising that clarification. So the way we work is that the customers are the publishers. So the 1,000+ domains that we were talking about, they are the customers, who give us the inventory, and our sales team and our operations team work with those publishers. And once they give us their inventory, we then bring the demand, or through our technology, we integrate the demand and manage their inventory to maximize the revenue. Right. So the money per se comes via Google and Yahoo and PubMatic and all these partners. But the customers are the publishers. In this case, we collect from these major platforms, and then we pass on we keep our share, and then we also pass those revenues on to the publishers. So therefore, my earlier statement that while Google is a partner and we do get, they are sort of the biggest contributor to revenue, but really the customers are the publishers, right? So it's those websites that we have a very strong relationship, and we have agreements with all of those publishers in place, and so on and so forth. So OXO ads is being used by those publishers.
So ultimate client is the publishers, right? Okay.
That's right. That's right.
So अगर हमारे पास इन्वेंट्री नहीं होती योगेश भाई, तो गूगल हमारे पास नहीं आता. The fact कि हमारे पास 4 billion की इन्वेंट्री है, that is what results in Google making payments to us, which we then give it to the publisher.
So that was exactly the next question, Pradeep ji, that why Google has chosen you.
हम अच्छे लोग हैं, अच्छा काम करते हैं.
I think I answered that the kind of inventory we have. Yes.
One is type of inventory, also the programmatic solutions. So we have been working more and more in terms of ensuring that if we can provide better analytics to our customers, then obviously the revenue can go.
I'll just add to that also, कि Yogesh bhai, also publishing, digital publishing, क्या challenges हैं, क्या issues हैं, what is the struggle that a lot of publishers go through, is something that we also have an understanding of. We have a deep understanding of it, and we've sort of gone through that journey, and therefore I think Google found a natural partner in us to also be able to help and work with many publishers in the ecosystem.
So one question, I think this question, two times it has come. So one is that how, let's say, data privacy regulations are affecting us and maybe affecting the business on our side.
Yeah. So thank you for whoever asked that question. I think I can see Chirag ji has asked that question. One. Great question. See, the exciting part about what we are trying to do is that we are working with a lot of first-party data, right? So we follow all the relevant norms in terms of GDPR, in terms of CCPS, which are well established now globally as norms and the practices to follow for data privacy. And we are in line with all those requirements. We also, as a result, are playing in first-party data, right? So, and it goes into cohort analysis, right? So the way we process that data is that we are doing a lot of cohort analysis. It is not that any individual's information data is available anywhere to anyone else. That is absolutely not the case. Cohort analysis helps us build a better understanding of what may be user preferences, what may be user interests, unless and until, of course, they have already provided that information to us firsthand.
Okay. So next question, Dhawal, does this business need any capex? If yes, then what is the capex plan going forward?
So perhaps the big capex which is required is in terms of investment in technology. And the AI/ML solutions, and therefore those are it's not a machinery heavy business or any such thing. But yes, we have to continuously invest in technology so that we can keep on top of the changes that are taking place.
Okay. So one question, Dhawal, is that our revenue and profits are almost flat, let's say till 2021, and now the recent 2022. So what has changed? Question number one was what has changed in this year so that the numbers are comparatively better, and how can we see the growth in the company for the coming years as this technology, as you rightly said, is the market is growing very fast. So accordingly, how much will be able to grow with this?
Right. So, we have been growing steadily over the last, 7-8 years. I think in the last about 4 or 5 years, what we have been doing is investing a lot back in developing the technology, right? And so a lot of that investment has already happened. We feel that the products are now ready for scalability, growth, and we are also looking at not just increasing our customer base in India, but also doing that internationally as well. So in terms of we have a lot of tailwinds towards going towards all the tick marks for growth. So that is where that's the background.
I would also like to sort of add that this flat growth is only during the pandemic years. If you go actually 1 year before that, which means if I was to look at the 31st March 18 number, there again we had a similar sort of a growth which was there. I think we moved up from some 20 odd crores to really some 80% growth at that time also. So it's only during the pandemic year where we found this flat sort of a thing. And the moment we came out of the pandemic, we have again shown a very, very good growth.
Okay. So
Sir,
next question. Sorry.
Yogesh, can I just extend that question?
Please, sir.
Yes, please.
Dhawalji, namaste.
Namaste.
I have a bad throat. Okay. So please excuse for that. My question was कि अगर आप देखोगे 2020-21 में 30 करोड़ किया और प्रॉफिट भी कोई ज्यादा नहीं था, बराबर? और 22 में आपका टॉप लाइन बढ़ा है सब्सटेंशियली एंड प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी थोड़ा ठीक आया है. तो मेरा पॉइंट ये था कि चलो आपने बोला कि पैंडेमिक था तो इसलिए अपना रेवेन्यू कम हो गया, बट पैंडेमिक में तो पूरा डिजिटल मार्केट ही चला. तो व्हाट हैज चेंज नाउ कि भाई मतलब यहाँ से 30% 25% आप ग्रो करोगे तो वो ग्रोथ कहाँ से आएगी? उसके लिए आपने पहले क्या काम किया है? तो देखो ग्रोथ कब आएगी कि आपने ऐसा कुछ करके रखा है जो अभी अनफोल्ड होगी. और दूसरा ये जो आपने खर्चा किया इन्वेस्टमेंट वो सब आपने P&L में डेबिट किया है, जो R&D में जो आपने टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप की है उसके कारण प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी कम आ रहा है. या फिर ये आपने इसको कैपिटलाइज किया? बस ये पॉइंट मेरे को समझा सकते तो बता देना।
So, you are absolutely right. We had been investing in technology. धवल भाई ने भी पहले बोला कि हम लोग टेक्नोलॉजी के अंदर इन्वेस्ट कर रहे थे, और इंसिडेंटली उसके अंदर हम लोगों ने खाली मेरे ख्याल में 75 लाख जो प्री प्रोडक्ट, जब तक वो प्रोडक्ट रिलीज नहीं हुआ था, जो वो एक्सपेंडिचर था उसको कैपिटलाइज किया था। उसके बाद हमने सीधे जो है उसको पीएनएल के अंदर लिया है। अब जो वो टेक्नोलॉजी का एक्सपेंडिचर है उसके अब हमको रिटर्न जो है वो नजर आ रहे हैं। जो ये जो ग्रोथ रेवेन्यू के अंदर हो रही है, लॉट ऑफ इट इज बेस्ड अपॉन the AI ML based solutions that we are today able to offer to various people. ये सारे बिजनेस में डिजिटल मार्केटिंग के अंदर यही होता है कि अगर मैं मान लीजिए जैसे धवल ने नाम लिया था स्काईमेट वेदर, तो अगर मैं वेदर कनेक्ट कर सकता हूँ प्रोडक्ट के साथ कि जब बारिश हो रही है तो उसके ऊपर जो बारिश, जब बारिश हो रही है तो बारिश रिलेटेड एड्स रन करूं, और अगर गर्मी पड़ रही है तो एयर कंडीशनर के एड रन करूं। अगर मैं उसकी एक मैचिंग कर सकता हूँ AI/ML के थ्रू, तो ऑटोमेटिकली जो रिटर्न होता है वो एडवर्टाइजर को ज्यादा हो जाता है, हम लोगों को ज्यादा हो जाता है, पब्लिशर को भी ज्यादा हो जाता है। एवरीबडी गेन्स आउट ऑफ दैट।
सर ऑल्सो जैसे आपने सही पूछा कि हमारा जो ग्रोथ आया है उसमें जैसे टेक्नोलॉजी का एक बड़ा रोल है, क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी अडॉप्शन बढ़ रहा है। Earlier we used to be more of a services, we started out as a services based setup. As we transition more and more towards technology based revenues and technology based, that is going to have a positive impact on net margin. We can see that from the numbers as well. And other area that I want to point out is that we have gained international traction. So जो सिंगापुर से internationally publishers, internationally advertisers, we have started doing a lot more there as well. So there are multiple things that multiple revenues, multiple opportunities, and as a result, we also feel that it is a de-risked approach. Risk ने अगर एक ही offering है, एक ही market है, तो risk रहता है. लेकिन it's a multiple offering, multiple market play. So and with a focus on product, which will help improve margins. So this is the journey. This is the roadmap that we have moving forward as well. ये सोच है.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So I think next question is on the EBITDA side only. Otherwise, I think EBITDA has been very thin currently, and so going forward, like, what do you think? How it is going to, like, any guidance on that?
Part of the reason for the EBITDA is also because technology expense has been directly taken into the P&L account. And as we go forward, you can see year by year it is improving, and it will continue to improve as a percentage of the entire business. So that is something that we are, the trend is there in our balance sheet, and we will continue to see.
Also, Yogesh bhai, बिजनेस का एक लेवल तक इन्वेस्टमेंट जो होता है टीम के अंदर, टेक्नोलॉजी के अंदर, वो इन्वेस्टमेंट हम उसके ऊपर जितना भी रेवेन्यू जुड़ता है, देन देयर इज बेटर मार्जिन, देयर इज बेटर प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. So when you talk about EBITDA, the reason also we have seen now EBITDA improving is because we are now, if I can call it, getting a little bit of escape velocity from the initial investments that are required for any startup to grow.
So what I understand is that as and when the revenue will grow, the cost will not grow that much in the same pace. So accordingly, our margins will be better, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So one question always is, I think multiple people have asked this: is there any other company in India who is present in all three SSP, DSP, and DMP?
Not so. I mean, for example, there would be a few companies, couple of companies, but जैसे InMobi है, तो InMobi is only for apps. So I would not say. I mean, there are a few companies now, but I think that the kind of here the unique value proposition that we bring to the table is again that the quality of the first party data, I think for us is very, very strong. Most of the industry only focuses on the advertiser side. Publisher side का product, publisher side का focus बहुत कम रहता है, and advertiser से जो campaigns आ रही हैं उसी पे focus रहता है. हमारा focus has been, I would say, very equal, and because there is a lot of first party data, that is why we feel we are in a sweet spot. The Google relationship also makes a big difference. So those are the reasons why we feel very bullish and in a good place, in a good spot.
Okay. Thanks. So next question is, IT industry in general is having very high attrition rate for the last 2 years. So what are we doing to retain the talent in the company?
Right. So that is a good question, and it is a challenge. I think IT industry is facing that challenge. I think there is a lot of sectoral focus when we talk about ad tech. जो IT industry overall है और जो ad tech industry के specific experts हैं, it is not easy for anybody with a technology background and start developing ad technology. So ये एक जिसका experience है, जो समझता है, जिसकी expertise है, our team is built around those experts, and so as a result, the same attrition that maybe generally IT companies have, we don't have the same kind of attrition, and also we are looking at expanding our team.
Yeah, just to add to that, I think we have got some very, very robust HR policies. We empower our people, and because of that empowerment that is provided to people, that is the reason why our attrition is much, much lower as compared to what is the kind of attrition that would be there in the industry.
Okay. So out of these 4 revenue streams which we discussed earlier, I think which revenue stream or which, I would say, product segment you feel will has a huge potential in terms of growth in revenue and profitability eventually?
I mean, we feel all the revenue streams have a lot of opportunity. लेकिन जो programmatic वाला part है, जो advertiser वाला part है, we definitely want to do a lot more. We feel there is a very strong growth roadmap there. We have good technology for that, and something that I would say that we are very, very excited about in the future.
Let me just add, run rate जो है वो आएगा advertising business और publisher business, और जो बड़ा जो EBITDA margins जो आएंगे वो आएंगे programmatic solutions
and data analytics as well. So data analytics is again got a huge opportunity, huge potential, and so we are working on that as an area, and looking to grow that as well.
Yes, thanks. So one very good question is from Dalbhai that whenever there is a stress on any company or business, the first reduction happens in the advertisement or advertisement and marketing expenses. So considering the inflationary environment and inflation number may go high, so what do you see any challenge in marketing spends and eventually the impact on our revenues?
Yeah, so I'll answer that 2 ways. सबसे पहले एक US का आज की डेट में एग्जांपल ले लेते हैं. When we talk to some US customers, we feel that despite challenges that the US market is facing right now, for us to a certain extent it is an opportunity, because they are looking at cost-effective solutions, they are looking at technology, and so for us that is we are able to, I think, offer a better package and a better solution and a more cost-effective solution compared to what they may be having in the US. Right. The second thing is that Yogesh bhai, the question is very valid and absolutely right. And frankly, we have faced that challenge many years in the back, right? Which is why we have built technology, right? So the stickiness that comes from technology product offering is that benefit is for all the customers to see, and that is what we are driving towards. आज की डेट में अगर मैं डिजिटल मार्केटिंग की बात करूं, मतलब हजारों 10,000 एजेंसीज हैं, राइट? लेकिन आपका जो एक स्टैंडर्ड की ठीक है कोई बैठ के आपकी मैनेज कर रहा है कैंपेन वर्सेस अ टेक्नोलॉजी बेस्ड अप्रोच, उसमें बहुत फर्क पड़ता है, बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. तो we are capitalizing, we are building those different products for different stakeholders, and we feel that even if there is the technology is not going to be to be
just to add to that. Yes, indeed, this is a risk factor, but we have de-risked it in terms of A, we are working with a lot of verticals. B, there are a number of multiple revenue streams. And C, there is an international spread which is there. So with these three, we have de-risked ourselves.
Okay. So how do you plan to scale up SSP, DSP, and DMP?
Sorry, SSP, DSP, and
DMP. So I don't know what it stands for.
Yeah. No, so see, the question is, I think that is the technology ready? Because if we are getting good results and our advertisers are getting good results, which we are, and we have good case studies, and we have run a lot of campaigns for different kinds of advertisers and so on, then automatically the adoption is there. So the technology, we have so far had very good programmatic campaigns, and now I think one of the areas where we would also use the IPO proceeds for is absolutely expanding our go-to-market footprint.
So you can also brief on the way, I think the eventually whatever fresh funds we are raising in the company, what will be ultimate usage object of the same?
Yeah. So the funds that are the funds that we are raising in the company, CMRSL, will be to the tune of about 7.3 crores, and the utilization of those funds would be towards working capital and special projects, and the rest would be for IPO costs. The IPO cost is about 1 crore, and about 3. Sorry, I'm blanking on the exact number. I think the 3.2 crores of working capital, and the rest is for
new
projects and new acquisitions.
So who are the major competitors in like for CMRSL?
So in the listed domain, the companies that I would want to point out are Apple and Vertos and Brightcom. The other internationally include PubMatic, I think is a good example.
So I think connected question has come that how are we different from Brightcom or Vertos?
Yeah, so I think, like I said, there is an ecosystem play that we are looking at. I think the fact that we work very closely with the publishers is a unique sort of advantage for us compared to some of those organizations. And there is I think we are delivering very effectively on the programmatic campaign. So those are some of the aspects that I'd like to point.
I think they don't have the supply side. It's only the demand side that, sorry, they have only bulk of their revenue is the demand side.
Okay. So next question is regarding the client acquisition strategy. So how aggressively we are doing client acquisition activity, because I'm sure that every the giant companies or MNC companies would have tie-ups with the so many advertisement agencies, and obviously because of the good relationship they may not switch it immediately, and they are loyal to them. Yeah. So how are we planning to go for aggressively on client acquisition side?
Okay, so on by the way, the bigger companies, the multinationals, will work with one agency globally. Okay, but those agencies then in turn will use for specific activities will use companies like ours. So, we do maintain good relationships with all the ad agencies and so on. But we get a lot of direct business with the next tier companies. And Dhaval, you can share about the next tier companies.
Yeah, no, so Yogesh bhai, also for जो हमारे तीनों products हैं, उनके लिए dedicated teams हैं. And each of them, we have a focus on all three. Even for the data analytics business, I mean, they all have individual go-to-market teams. And we're doing a lot of outreach through digital, and we are looking at, frankly, scaling up those teams as well.
Okay, thanks. So, one question I think multiple people have asked, that we have a lot of outstanding litigations going on against the company as well as by the company. So, anything you would like to add on that, like, how we are targeting to, clear all them, or let's say your views on that.
Yeah, so except for the DRT issue, nothing substantial. I mean, we've been in existence for a very long time, so therefore there are often, there are some employee-related issues. Employee-related issues happen because
You are on mute.
Yeah, so employee-related issues happen because of because we have a different perception and that person has, but they are only about 2 or 3 such like cases. Number of places where we have recovery related cases which are there. So except for one major DRT issue, where again we are a guarantor, we don't really have much of litigation as far as our books are concerned. There is also, I saw a question about the parent company. So I want to, the CMRSL is a company that has been completely shielded from what is happening with the parent company. There is an independent team, there is an independent management, and so on. That is the way. I think the only common link is the founders, but otherwise it's a completely, at arm's length relationship.
Okay. So how many employees we have currently, Dolby?
In CMRSL, we have about 70 employees. Yeah, mostly based in Delhi, Bangalore, and of course, in work from home world, they are in other parts of the country, but mostly in Delhi and Bangalore.
Okay. So how has been the first 5 months? Obviously, the last year numbers everyone is aware. Again, without quoting the number because it is not published yet. So just wanted to give a guidance on, let's say, how it has been the almost last 6 months, almost till now.
Yeah. So Yogesh bhai, the numbers are in line with some of the growth that we have spoken about, and typically the first quarter of the financial year, AMJ, April, May, June, is the slow quarter for advertising as an industry. Uske baad, and Q3, which is October, November, December, is the big quarter because आपका दिवाली भी होता है, Christmas, New Year's, all the festivals are there. So I think what I can share is that we are in line with sort of what we have been talking about, and we're clocking in good growth.
Okay.
So quarter is compared with the previous quarter, you will find that there is a very substantial growth taking place in the company.
So one important question, Dhawal bhai, what are the major risks and challenges our business is having?
Yeah, so great question. So one of the major risks I would say is that the industry does get an impact when major platforms, including Google, Facebook, and so on, let's say they have a big change on their technology, but that is an impact that comes on the entire industry, right? So it's not like it only impacts us, but I think that is a challenge in general that the digital marketing industry faces. I think the second challenge is that it is important. It is very relevant to remain innovative, to continue to improve our technology, improve our solutions, and so that is something that we feel that we are on a good track right now. We feel confident about, and so those are I would say the 2 points that I would like to present.
So I think we are already over on the time, Dalvesh. So I think one last question we'll take. So what is the competitive advantage CyberMedia CMRSL is having in terms of other competitors which are already they may be well established in the larger companies. So what is the competitive advantages for us in CMRSL, please?
Sure. Okay. So I guess one very clear competitive advantage is our pedigree. We've been around for a very, very long time. The entire group is 40 years old. So there is a comfort there that companies have. And that is why when you see the customers, you will find there are lots of big names there. Aside from Google, you see that HP is there and so on. So a number of big names are actually present as customers. I think the second competitive advantage that we have is the investment that we have made in technology. So, these AI ML solutions that we have invested in are the ones which are going to take us a long way in the future.
And I think also the fact that we are aligned with a global major like Google does give us a competitive advantage as well, right? So again, I would say these are some of the areas. Having said that, I also want to mention that the fact that we have seen some very, very good numbers coming in the industry also point to the fact that this industry is now mature, it is ready for aggressive growth, and the entire ecosystem is rapidly growing, right? So it's a very positive signs for the sector we are in.
Great.
And
So
Yogesh,
one last question, we can take a live question from an investor who could not type the question, because I think a lot of questions are coming. Also, parallelly request our team Anup to please drop in an email ID on the chat box. So any other questions, if you would like to speak to the company, would like to ask the company, you can mail your question on this. Our company will revert on the same. So one live question last we'll take from the investor. Yes.
Sure.
I think Gunwan
Any investor would like to ask any question. If you are not able to put on the chat box and you feel is relevant for all the investors to know. Gunwanji, you are saying something?
No. I was suggesting the same. You should take 1 or 2 live questions so that those who are not comfortable typing out, they can answer.
Sure. So I think request anyone, if you would like to ask any question, please unmute yourself and you can directly ask the question to the promoters of the company.
Yeah, I also just want to mention that in chat we have shared our email IDs, and if there is any query that you would like to send to us, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you for, of course, joining us today. And if there are any questions, we would be very happy to address them.
Yeah. Anyone would like to ask any live question to the promoters? You can unmute yourself, please.
I would like to ask a question. Basically, I want to know, I saw the website, I got to know you have an office in Singapore, you have an office in Gurgaon and Delhi. So are you planning to expand your geographical reach? And then in next 3 years, since the digital transformation is happening, how you're expecting the growth? How much is the top line and bottom line CAGR growth you're expecting in next 3 years?
Yeah.
Yes, we are planning to expand internationally, and that is something that we had earlier addressed that particular question, and that is the reason why we now have a footprint in Singapore. We can't share what sort of CAGR we will be aiming at, but suffice to say that we want to grow at percentages which are higher than the industry growth. So if the industry grows at 30%, we will we will grow at higher than 30%. If the industry grows at 20%, we will grow higher than 20%.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Okay. So I'm sure like a lot of questions we have already answered. So almost, more than half an hour we have been, the Q&A session been. So I think with this, we come to the end of this meeting. And thank you everyone for once again to spare time and attend the meeting on this Saturday. So thank you once again from Yogesh from Step Up Capital and on behalf of lead manager on behalf of the company. Looking forward for anything which you need and looking forward to have a successful IPO. Thank you and all the best to the company.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Anish bhai. Thank you, Dhaval bhai. Pramod ji, all the best. Pradeep ji, all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anup, if you could please stop the recording, and I think we can close this meeting.
Okay.
Anup, can you also please download all the queries that have come, all the messages which are there in the chat box, so that if there are any unanswered queries, then we will provide an answer to those also.
Okay, sir. Okay, so
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. नहीं कुछ नहीं.
So Anup, we can end the meeting, I think.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sudhir ji.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, so क्या करोगे? ठीक है.